Witamy w drugim odcinku. W tym samym dniu. Serii Vampyr. Zaczynamy sobie od razu. Chce mi się grać. Patrzę. Tak zwane N. Wiesz, Aguś, obiadek? Kolację to już chyba, co bardziej? Akt pierwszy. Teraz chowamy. United States. Próbujmy po angielsku. Pouczmy się. I
I didn't deserve this.
I cannot enter.
Cannot enter.
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
Would you be so kind as to leave the room?
Ej. Aż to mnie nie ma. Spadłem.
You best talk to Tom.
Tom, Tommy.
Hello, sir.
You're still ugly.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
Who is he?
William, just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
Ej.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah, like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this
Chuck the
bullshit
clear.
mess.
I didn't deserve this.
Not long ago, this sort of mess.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city.
Dobra.
Something dire must have come about.
Zobaczyć. Beautiful. Mamy crafting. No workbench and craft. Cereals. A. A. Co to za problemy? Trzeba wiedzieć. Bijemy się. Nie?
I told you all there was to know.
He didn't deserve this.
No, no.
Wyjdź, odchodź w stronę misji.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself.
Na to wygląda.
Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. What's this? Some sort of note.
Raport.
These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Over there! There's one of them. Burn it!
It's locked.
pistolet.
Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
No time I can remember. But I've only been part of the guard 3 weeks to the day.
All the more reason to shut it, Mr. Billy. If the man says a bloodsucker's dug in here, you've but one job, and that's to find it. And find it fast.
It's fair enough, Tom. But why do they hide where it's so damn cold?
It's locked, all right.
Więcej. Pepsy.
It's locked.
Crush the leech! It ain't He's dead!
O.
Sorry, sir. Over there!
Fancy clothes! This one's a Tom! Fuck, it's boss! Watch it! It's a killer! Murdering bastard! Burn
Wypełnijmy sobie. Lot. Też chyba nie świeci bardzo.
Are you deaf?
No jest cięcy.
It's down! Finish it!
Więcej. Tak. A.
It's locked, all right. Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
This. We've done it. No. I had a drink. Outside tonight already. Quench my thirst. I must have more. Oh dear God. Will you please stop?
This place reeks of bloodshed.
Please, let go of me. Oh my God, will you? I can't stand it anymore.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down. I cannot enter.
Let me go. It's not too late.
Holy. Hey.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by Skal?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you... like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me. It's locked, all right. It's locked. This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Płyniemy. Czułem cienką wycisz. Wziął się.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that Skal. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when
Ładna
myth
woda.
walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
Co? No już idę. Pewno na faję. Mojego teraz sprawy. Jesteśmy z powrotem.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Hej. Good, beautiful friendship. Nie będziemy pracować sobie.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy.
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
It's locked, all right.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Mr. Hampton needs me right now.
Come on, you bastard. You can do better than that. It's my turn.
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seeds of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
dance with him the dance of life and death.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet.
brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should...
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of...
Is there anyone that's...
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tip.
Why should his age...
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell...
No, I may disagree with...
Goodbye, nurse.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play...
I apologize, nurse. I needed some...
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible...
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor.
Thank you. Nurse Crane.
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital.
I would like to ask a few... And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he feel?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
If you could point me in the direction...
Second floor of the hospital.
What kind of man is Dr...
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have not...
Apologies, I've only just met him the once.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate...
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and bet.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of...
That's quite a blunt introduction.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my...
I'm not sure I understand what you're...
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure...
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one...
No need to explain, Dr. Reed.
How is the situation around?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking all...
So what do you do exactly in this hospital?
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary...
It's a complete disaster. You see?
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently.
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here.
Yeah.
I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was...
You left an infected patient outside the hospital?
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful.
Are you really smuggling weapons through...
And why not? I've already been attacked.
But you're not defending yourself.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor.
I'd like to...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. I really... in the East End.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation?
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure...
It's more than enough.
Don't be misled by...
What can you tell me about this?
Some are really good, and others are...
Tell me more about...
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse...
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine
Any opinion about...
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's results.
Ah, yes, the burden.
Don't get me wrong.
Jezu, ile dialogów.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should...
No. We must keep on healing all...
You've nothing to prove, Doctor.
I am perfectly...
Goodbye, Doctor. Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research. Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Well, it's a youth...
How would you
It's serious.
Nurse Hawkins.
I wish I could...
You must... How long?
Or long enough to see...
You're right. How is...
Well, not well.
Why... Why do...
What?
Goodbye.
Lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed.
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal?
You keep calling me mortal.
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know.
And why do you believe...
I don't need to believe anything. It is...
Please.
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and...
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotter?
Never.
It's...
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad.
I'm assuming...
It's only a cover.
Who are these enemies?
I cannot say for sure.
The staff here...
I'm not speaking.
I see.
Thank you,
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft?
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal?
I'm curious to know...
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember.
I'll leave you.
Street corner. The Daily...
Good evening, sir.
Unless you're here to fix my...
I'm Dr. Reed.
You guessed right.
How is your...
Oh,
can I...
It's...
Can...
No.
Who is...
No.
You don't...
If...
Where we...
I really...
No offense.
You were an...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
The pain. It's here again.
I cannot enter. Good evening, Mr. Hampton.
Dr. Reed, is it?
What do you mean? You remained perfectly nice and polite.
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief.
What is the...
The situation has always been tough, with a...
Who leads the gang?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the
Has the gang been...
Ah, no. I've had this nickname.
What is the
The situation at...
How did you end up in William?
I had received a...
Why?
William, what?
You
I'm just a...
Do you know Tom?
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom.
People are still in...
How could it be otherwise?
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then?
Not really.
What do you do?
I manage... Not...
Why? That's... Have you...
Not
you...
Yep.
You're in... Goodbye, Mr.
It's here again.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe...
Dr. Reed. Doctor... I am Thoreau Strickland. Doctor... Please, could... I'd rather... You're not the first one to... What? You will obtain... Oh. Well... I'm question... Well, do you... Oh, I... Tell me more. Harvey Fitting. What is it, you... Fair question.
This person...
I agree.
Do you think he...
All I know...
Tell me...
Our first diagnosis was...
But why would he hide?
Because he is a proud father.
Goodbye. Good evening, sir.
Reed.
Does my...
Little...
If I...
Huh?
Don't... Tell me, are you...
Huh? I...
And
right.
So it's Kel. I don't. Not.
It is.
It's. We can. Thank you. Good and good. Goodbye.
What can I do?
Good evenings.
I don't know it.
I see.
I'm Harvey Fit.
Tell what? Tell him I was. Where are you? How? I was. Tell me what? How? I'm. Tell me about. You. Goodbye for now.
I will not let you down,
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son.
I'm Dr. John.
I'm bit.
What?
No. I'm.
What is this? What? She.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mrs.
This hospital seems to be falling apart.
Good evening.
But
No,
in
really.
I don't want to talk.
I suppose.
Yes.
Could you at least tell me?
I don't want to.
What? It. Temps.
So.
Not nice.
Yes.
So. I'll.
Good evening, sir.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
It's locked, all right.
Wiesz.
Daily review.
It's locked. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody. So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well. It's locked, all right.
Nice.
It's a leech! Kill it! Dear God!
Merci. Ale człowiek zasprawiał. O?
Safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
O?
I cannot enter.
O? Customer service? To customer service. O?
It's locked, all right. It's locked. I cannot enter.
Byliśmy. Cześć.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain pick.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawk.
Not at all, Milton.
Good.
What's going on?
Mate, you cut.
Goodbye. It's locked.
Też? O.
Not now.
It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Już. Patrzę giery, wiesz?
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Misję stawił na transport. Też. Mamy to.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Hurry now, Doctor. It's freezing here.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted.
Sorry.
Some of the patients won't last the night without them. Honestly,
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily...
However do you mean?
If combined correctly...
The storeroom? Fat chance.
Perhaps I should look there first.
It's the large building behind the hospital.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street.
Co tu mamy misję następną? Spróbuj. Upgrade the weapon.
It's locked, all right. Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. I cannot enter. This key will surely grant me access to the basement. Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Wejdziemy do basementu.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Może. Ale nie.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Będziemy to zbadać.
Skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
już. Ledwo ich pokonałem. Mówisz? No, po prostu tylko doniosę zadanie i włączę. Jasne, to wygląda, że nie?
Good evening,
How
Mr.
long
Fiddick.
must I wait, damn it? Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir. How long's it going to take to fix me properly? A month?
Goodbye for
You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Finally, you've returned.
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor.
Duty calls?
Many thanks, Doctor.
I'm all right.
Good evening, Miss.
I'm okay.
you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't...
You are not a burden, sir.
And you have my
I have to go.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening. Always a pleasure. Not what you know. What? That's how have I went? Yes. It big. Since do you? I don't. As quite yet. So no, you're no. Yes. Please show me what. Of course.
Please, Jonathan, come in. fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
It may seem strange, but your words...
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and...
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all...
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactor.
A spokesman or politician is what you need.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather...
And you would like me to eradicate this?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit.
Accepted.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very
The pleasure is mine.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter...
Have any of the patients given you...
These poor souls have so little left to live for.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like
You make me blush.
Pardon my boldness, Your Ladyship, but I have...
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by...
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the
I will gladly answer every question.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your aide.
These past insufferable weeks.
What are your
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred...
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it.
As immortal tradition doth
Please continue.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, Your Ladyship.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital.
I'll take care of it. Do you know...
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself.
I'll meet that woman...
My life, as others know, is in your...
Dobra. Mamy tu